Speaking of fights that you love, man, we officially got it. No more ifs, ands, or buts about it. July 29th, Spence versus Crawford. You've always been, of the belief that Crawford will win that fight, possibly by stoppage. Do you still think that, or do you kind of look at it and say, you're leaning towards Spence a little bit now?
Not leaning towards Spence. I always believed that Crawford was the better fighter, that Crawford would win either by points or knockout, probably by knockout, but maybe by points. I really believe that Terence has too much talent for Spence, who's a very talented fighter, but I think Crawford is more talented than Spence is.
A couple of months ago, you did some interviews about the $50 price point for Haney versus Lomachenko. My question is, has that worked for you? Are you happy with that?
Well, again, would we have done the same number of buys if, actually it was $60. Would we have done the same number of buys if we had charged $70? You never know. You never know. We charged $60. We did more than enough buys to come out in the black, not in the red. So it is what it is. I mean, I'd rather go low on price than high on price. Because if you go low on price, just naturally, more people can afford it and be willing to buy the fight.
So pay-per-views going forward are going to be on a sliding scale, you would say, depending on the buzz of the fight?
Well, depending on, you have to make a determination. If a fight is really huge and you're spending a lot of money on the fighters, like a big heavyweight fight, you probably have to charge more money. But if you can, I believe in lowering the price and getting more people involved. And even better, if you can afford it, do it without making people pay anything, like this fight. I mean, this fight could be on pay-per-view and would do a pretty good number. But isn't it great that it's being offered to the fans for no additional charge to watch it on ESPN? I mean, that for me, we can't in boxing put all of these fights on pay-per-view. Look at other sports. You have the NBA Finals now. Are they on pay-per-view? No. They're offered free on network television. You have the Stanley Cup. Are they on pay-per-view? No. They're offered free on network television. You've got to be sensible or else you'll kill the sport.
I have a question. The Maloney brothers, can you outline their path? This is for an Australian boxing publication.
Yeah. Well, Jason, I believe, was the kid who won.
Yeah, I was getting confused too.
Yeah, and I was very happy they had won. And Andrew was in with this Japanese boy who was just better than he was. So I would like, down the line, particularly in the winter, where it's really the summer in Australia, to have them both perform in Australia because it's a great place to do an event. And if you do it like we've done it on a Sunday afternoon in Australia, it comes back on prime time in the United States. So hopefully we'll be able to do it this winter.
Perfect, thank you.
Bob, speaking of pay-per-view price points, right? What should the pay-per-view price point of Spence and Crawford be to maximize value?
That's up to the promoters. They're the ones laying out the money. They have to determine where is the sweet spot and act accordingly. Why would I get in their shoes where I have no idea what they've guaranteed the fighters, what their nut is? How could I decide it, accurately? I think Al Heyman, I guess, who's on the hook in that fight, will make the correct decision. been around a long time, and he knows what he's doing.
Bob.